Hey guys, what's up? It's Gabby from M.K.G. and today I thought I'd do the My First Time tag. So if you don't know, the My First Time tag is basically you answer a lot of questions about yourself. Didn't come prepared, now I gotta find it. Oh jeez. Okay. There. Okay. So, I don't know if you can see her, I don't know if she's in the shot, because I don't know if you find her on my camera. I probably look horrible. Anyway, let's get started with the tag. First tweet. I don't have a Twitter, so I don't have a first tweet. My first YouTube video. My first YouTube video that I posted was on my personal channel, and I looked over it yesterday and it was awful. I was rambling, it sucked, so I deleted it. So you won't be able to find that. First person you subscribe to on YouTube. The first person that I subscribed to on YouTube was Zoella, because she's awesome. Again, I don't know if you can see her because I don't know if you find her, but she's right here. Your first profile picture. My first profile picture wasn't of me. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't of me, I know that. What was your first alcoholic drink? None. I haven't drank any alcohol before. Nope, that's a lie. Because when you go to church, when you take communion, those little drinks that you get, that's wine. It's just church wine. So, I don't know if that's considered alcoholic, because since it's church wine, I don't think it has alcohol in it. I don't know, I'd have to Google it. Do you still talk to your first love? Okay, so I like to think of like boyfriends this way. From preschool into about 5th grade, you have boyfriends, and they're basically just your best friend that you sit with at lunch who happens to be a guy. So, no, I don't, because like I said, I moved. So, he's back in Pennsylvania and I'm in Colorado. So, no. Your first job. My first job, my family used to own like a school for adults. So I made signs for the doors, and it was like for the offices. I remember there was Snowflake Cafe, I don't know, but I actually got paid $1/4 an hour, no, $1/4 a day to do that. And my grandma, she would always keep like change in her desk drawer, so she was like, you know, if you make these signs, I'll pay you $1/4 a day. Like, it was obviously a joke, but still, my first paying job was an art director. First car. Okay, I'm gonna take this into a funny story. When I was little, I would dream of having a cherry red convertible Mustang. So, do you know those like plastic cars that like have like a chargeable battery and then there's like one pedal? Well, they found a cherry red Mustang one, and they got it for me for Easter, I think it was. I don't know, I got it when me and my family were at camp, and I think we spent Easter there. So, I'm not sure what I got it for or when it was, but yeah, red cherry convertible Mustang. Or cherry red. What? Lots of screw-ups here. Okay. Who was the first person to text you today? I'm looking. I think it was Kaylee, because she texted me this morning saying, I slept for 3 hours and 30 minutes. When can you do the best friend tag? We are actually not going to do that today, and I'm sorry, but okay, since this is a best friend channel, there will definitely be a best friend tag. I just don't know when it will be. So, yeah, Kaylee was the first person to text me today. Okay. Next question. Who is the first person you thought of this morning? Kaylee, because I woke up to her text. Like, I didn't think about anything. I just grabbed my phone because it went off. Who was your first grade teacher? My first grade teacher was, who was it? Her name was Miss Spear, but she got married, so now her name is Miss Yates. But it was funny because I always thought that she looked like Britney Spears and her last name was Spear, so I thought it was funny. But yeah, first grade teacher. Also where I had my first boyfriend. Where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? Where? I think I want to say Florida. No, California. I went to California to visit my uncle and his daughter in California when I was about 4. So, yeah. Who was your first best friend and do you still talk? First best friend. I gotta think about this one. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I still talk to him. Yeah. Well, not recently. Alright, I won't get into that. That's a long story. Where was your first sleepover? This is embarrassing. My first sleepover was last year. Okay, so ever since I was little, I've been deathly afraid of staying over people's houses. I think I tried to one time, but I got so scared that I called my mom in the middle of the night and I said, "Can you come pick me up? I'll leave a note." And then she did. And I think that was at my sister's house, believe it or not. But my first real sleepover was actually at Maddie's, because I knew her and Kaylee were both going to be there, and that made me feel a lot better than just me and Maddie, because I don't want to be at my first sleepover alone. So yeah, it was at Maddie's. What was the first thing you did this morning? Check my phone. That's what I do every morning, no matter if it's school day. No, I will check my phone, make sure it was charging, and see if I have any texts or anything. So first concert you ever went to? I wouldn't consider this a concert, but my first concert was at a baseball game, and what do they call halftime at a baseball game? Halftime? Midway? Isn't midway basketball? No, basketball is halftime. I don't know. But at halftime of the Pittsburgh Pirates game, Leonard Skinner was playing. So I take that as my first concert, but since that was a baseball game, it's not really a concert, and other than that, I had never been to a concert. Well, wasn't I doubt it. They always play in bars. I bet I just watched a video of it. I'm not sure, but my mom and dad's friend has a band, and I think I remember going to their concert, but I think they were playing at a bar and I just saw pictures, but I'm not sure. But no, this summer I asked my mom if we could go to Warped Tour, and she was just like, that would be a great place for your first concert. I'm just like, okay. But then we ended up missing it because we forgot the date. First broken bone. I'm lucky enough to have never broken a bone. I think I've sprained my wrist once, but I'm not entirely sure it was actually sprained. It just hurt really bad. First piercing. I don't have any piercings at all. I don't have my ears pierced. I want to get my lip pierced, like snake bites, because my sister has them, and they're really cool. But yeah. First foreign country you've gone to. I haven't gone out of the country. I remember when we were, I think my mom was planning on going on a business trip to Jamaica, but then she ended up not going because her boss and her didn't get along, so she ended up quitting before the trip. But I was gonna go to Jamaica, but I didn't. First movie you remember seeing. The first movie I remember seeing in a movie theater was, I don't know if you guys remember this movie. It was like an old-ish movie. It was called The Wild. It was like, it took place in like a zoo, and then the cub, I don't know, ran off and got like shipped like into the wild, but he was like a zoo animal, so he didn't know how to like survive, and he got like captured by wildebeests. I don't know if you guys remember that movie, but I remember being in the movie theater like this because I didn't like the loudness of it. So that's the first movie I remember seeing in a movie theater, but I'm not entirely sure. When was your first detention? Oh, jeez. I've never gotten proper detention where you had to stay after school, but in first grade, I remember we had this chart, and you had like clothing pins with your name on it. And so if you were on green light, you got to play at recess all day, not all day, but all time. And so I remember I was on green, and then I asked to go to the bathroom, and my friend, okay, never mind, not friend, she's not my friend, and I'm not even going to name her name because I don't know if she watches it or not. I doubt she does since we only have 4 subscribers. But, so she asked to go to the bathroom before me, and then I really had to go, so I'm just like, please, I really, really have to go. And she was like, okay, go ahead. And I guess I like looked under the stall to see who was beside me, but like under, I just looked at the shoes. And then she went back to class and said I was looking under the stall like all the way, and I got my clip moved to yellow, and I had to wait, and I had to lose 5 minutes of recess. And I remember like in first grade, that would be like the worst punishment ever, but I count that as my first detention, but I've never gotten detention besides that. Like, I've gotten in trouble, but not so much that I'd have to get a call home or anything, but yeah. Who was your first roommate? Ruby, actually, because when we were living in my old house, in my apartment, well, it was in Colorado, where I am now, and my parents would keep her in the bathroom because her cage broke or something, and I felt really bad, so every night I'd sneak her into my room, and then I'd wake up really early and put her back in the bathroom. And then I just told my mom, I'm just like, okay, I'll put a puppy pad down, I'll give her food and water, and she'll stay in my room. And now she does. If you had one wish, what would it be? Ooh, that's hard. I've never thought about this. Probably that I was older. Like, I don't know. I'm not old. I'm 12. So are Kaylee and Maddie. But I'm turning 13 in, what's this month? September, October, November, December, January. I'm turning 13 in 5 months. So, yeah. So, yeah, I guess my wish would be, like, to be older like my sisters. I have 3 half-sisters, and they're all older than me. I'm the youngest. So, what was the first sport you were involved in? The first sport I was involved in was karate, I think. Yeah, that was about my first sport. And then I was fine with, like, the practices, but then as soon as I started sparring, I was just like, yeah, no, people get hurt by doing this, nope. So, yeah. What's the first thing you do when you get home? I have uniforms at my school, so when I get home, I change into, like, this. Like, I'll always be wearing these ripped jeans, and I usually put on, like, a Batman shirt or something. I don't know. But, yeah. When was your first kiss, and was it awkward? Yes, it was awkward. Okay, so my now ex-boyfriend, like, okay, remember how I said about the, like, preschool to 5th grade you have boyfriends? Well, when you start getting into middle school, that's when you start having, like, real boyfriends where you like, go on dates, tell your parents about them, like you say, like, oh, hey, Mom, I have a boyfriend, but then at the same time, it's just like, oh, yeah, I sit with them at lunch. That's it. So, we made plans to go on dates, but they never happened. So, my first kiss was really, really awkward. So, we were both in chorus together. Don't ask. But, so, at the chorus concert, I ended up, like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I just up and kissed him on the cheek for, like, good luck. So, I think it was Friday. Our concert was on Friday. So on Monday, we would go to breakfast together because he was 2 grades ahead of me. So we were walking up to class from breakfast, and I went to kiss him on the cheek, and he went to kiss me on the cheek. So we ended up kissing on the lips, and it was really awkward because I just, like, turned around really, really fast. Like, I didn't say bye or anything. And then I walked into class, and I was talking to my friend, and I'm just like, oh my God. She was like, what? I'm just like, nothing. She was like, he kissed you, didn't he? I'm just like, no. She was like, you're lying. I'm just like, maybe. So, and then I remember my friend Michaela, I didn't have my phone at the time because I failed science, so I was grounded until I got my grade up to at least a B. So I didn't have my phone with me, and he would always text me during the day. So I gave my friend Michaela his phone number, and she texted him as me saying, kiss me again after school. And, like, I don't know if I told her to say that. I think I did, which makes it even more awkward. But, so, we always, like, went outside together and, like, hung out for a while until our parents showed up. So, my parents were there early, and then, so I'm just like, okay, gotta go. And then he was like, okay, so we hugged, and then he kissed me for, like, I don't know, my friend who was with me said, like, 5 seconds. And if you think about it, that's a pretty long time, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a pretty long time. And so like, I don't know, it was weird. Like, the first kiss was awkward, but then the second one wasn't that awkward, but still awkward. But yeah, those were a little bit about me. I hope you liked this video, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the flip side.